Okay, so now we're going to revisit the double leg, and I'm going to go even more detail on how we can finish our double legs in different ways and the reasons why we do things the way we do with the double. Okay, now one of the first things that you should really wonder is why we go heel toe knee on the double leg. Okay, if we're both standing here, why do I have to go all the way down when I'm going to get back up to my feet to finish? Okay, and there's a very good reason for it. Now, what happens, right, when we learn our wrestling takedowns, it's from wrestling. Okay, so you have to go back into the wrestling mind frame. In wrestling, there's no striking; it's just takedowns. So if I'm standing at a distance against my opponent, the only long-range threat is a shot. Okay, so if I know the only way to take me down is from a shot, I'm going to position myself to defend that. All right, so wrestlers, we stand really low. So to do a double leg, I have to get lower than him. All right, so if he's already low, and I'm kind of low as it is, to get underneath him, okay, I gotta drop, all right, to my knee. So now you can see I'm under his hips. All right, so that's the reasoning why we do heel toe knee in a double leg. That being said, you don't always have to go heel toe knee. All right, particularly in MMA, you can get away with that a lot. I mean, if you look at guys like George St. Pierre, it's very rare that you see him go heel toe knee. He just steps in and drives. All right. To give you an example, okay, like if Jason threw a jab, let's say, okay, and I slipped, now he's very upright. I don't have to go heel toe knee to get a double. I can just step in right here and then run him over. And to give you a look at how this would look like in full speed, he's here, boom, driving through. Okay, so there's certain occasions where you wouldn't have to go all the way down on a heel toe knee. Okay, again, if the guy is very upright, stands very close, all that I need to do is just get a little underneath, right here. There's a story that I tell all the time that I worked with a wrestler, Chris Bono, who's a Florida wrestler, very accomplished college and international wrestler. If you look him up, you can probably find all sorts of videos on him. And I remember in high school, he was teaching double leg takedowns, but never going down to his knee. It was just for him, he would just step, boom, and go. And I thought it was very weird because I've always was taught heel toe knee. But then when I looked at him, I realized why. The guy was maybe like 5'3", really, really short, and he was in a heavier weight class at 197, I think. So, 5'3", 197, usually most of the guys he was going against were 6 feet tall. So it'd be like everybody was this high and he was always here. He was always underneath his opponent. He just had to step in to get in the shot. Okay, so, that's something to think about. If you're a smaller guy facing taller people, you don't have to necessarily go down heel toe knee, nor would you want to, because you're just wasting time and energy. Because first of all, I have to do like a squat, all right? So I have to lunge in, then I have to get back up. That takes both time and energy to do. If all I have to do to get my shot is to come in here, I'm working much faster, much more efficiently. Okay, so when you're doing your double legs, keep that in mind. Sometimes you won't have to go heel toe knee, all right? In future videos, I'll be showing you ways that you can implement. That's one thing to keep in mind. And two, all right, another thing that we do with double legs, all right, we shoot in hard going forward, okay, here, but then we cut, okay, 90 degrees off to the side to finish it. It seems kind of counterintuitive, like if we're going hard forward, why don't we just keep going forward, okay? And the reason, again, is his stance. All right, in wrestling, all right, we stand with a very staggered stance. You have a very dominant leg standing forward, okay? And when you're in a staggered stance like this, okay, here, your balance forward and back is very good. All right, so if I had Jason and I shot in heel toe knee and then start trying to drive forward, okay, he could balance pretty well and I can run him all the way across the mat, and he could probably stay on his feet. But when you're in a staggered stance, your sideways balance is not as good, okay? because it's mostly forward and back where your balance works well. So when I'm trying to take someone down off the double, okay, they stand this way here, I get in heel to knee, okay, I cut off to the side, right, because this is now where he's weakest, all right, to defend his balance if I run my double leg. Is that always the case? Not all the time. Particularly with kickboxers or with people who are in clinches, the stance gets much more square. Okay, and by square I mean your feet are like very lined up, okay? Rather than being staggered. Here, you're here. When that happens, when you're square, your balance is very weak forward to back, very strong left to right. Okay, so this is when you would do what you call like a blast double leg, where you would just run them straight over. You know, an example, you know, if Jason was very square right here, if I just lowered and ran straight into him, boom, he would go down real easy. Okay, so move a little bit more in frame, right? You know, if I set up a jab, you know, I dropped, I got in here, and his feet right now very square. I just hold on to his legs, run right over, boom. And you score a double leg takedown just like that. Okay, so two big concepts. Okay, one, why you're going down to heel toe knee is to get underneath somebody. If they're very high, you don't have to drop heel toe knee. All right, if he's very high, I just gotta lower my level, step in. Okay, and then two, why you cut your double leg 90 degrees. All right, it's because of stance. If he has a very staggered stance, okay, once I get in, I cut to the side. If his stance is very square, I can cut him, run him right down the middle. Okay, so there's this understanding, all right, if you say like the physics of the double leg and why you do things, it's going to allow you to properly apply your force much better.
Hello, and thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed that technique, there's a lot more where that came from. All you have to do is put your name and your email in the box to the right, and you'll get sent another technique right away into your inbox. My emails are full of content, whether I'm talking about MMA techniques, jiu-jitsu, nutrition, dieting, sports psychology. I cover it all there. All right, and if you don't like what you're seeing, you can unsubscribe at any time. There's no commitment to stay in my email list. Now, if you did enjoy this, please share it with your friends. On this box underneath this video here, you can share it on Twitter or you can share it on Facebook. And finally, I would love to hear what you have to say about my videos. All the way at the bottom, you can submit comments, all right? That way I can see what you guys are thinking and how I can improve. Thank you so much.